This video is not about gossip, chaos, or causing any public mischief. It is simply just to clear my name from the lies and accusations that are being spread against me and to speak my truth. This video is not about drama. Hi, my name is Giselle Simmons, and today I'll be addressing some false allegations that were made against me that have been circulating online by an ex-partner. So this is something that I don't usually do. I'm not somebody that would come on the internet and clear up rumors or make videos or address any matter as a matter of fact. But when lies spread and begin to damage my name, reputation, safety, and character, then silence is no longer an option. Today, I'll be using my phone as a guide to, stick to pointers and remember specific points that must be addressed. So, let's get into it. Firstly, I would like to clear up the chain allegations. So, a few days back, I was sent some screenshots that my ex had made mention that I stole his chain. I would first like to say that those allegations are false. I have never borrowed his chain, took his chain, or stole his chain, and his chain is not in my possession in any way, shape, or form, and has never been in my possession. We had a house together that he had the chain at, and I moved out of the house. When I moved out, I brought police to the house to help me in the process of moving, and they were there in the presence the entire time, and I did not take his chain. Right? When I went to the house on that very day, I went with 2 police officers, and his mother and his father was already at the house. This is a necklace or a chain that was gifted to him by his mother, and the chain also came with a bracelet. I remember specifically one time he did put the bracelet on my hand and I gave it back to him. He put the bracelet in his pocket, washed it at his mother's house in her pants, and the bracelet was left in his mother's washing machine. I can remember one time we were in the car speaking and his phone rang. When his phone rang, his father had called him, and when somebody call you and the phone speaker loud enough for you to hear but it's not on speaker, I could hear the conversation. I heard when his father was telling him to bring back the necklace and the chain that he had taken from his mom, and I heard when my name was mentioned. The father mentioned that he saw me wearing the bracelet once when I came by their house, which was true. Cool. When he came off of the phone, I asked him, what was your father, what was your father talking about? Who was that? He said it was his father, but it was nothing serious. So I said, okay, but I heard my name. He said, yeah, he mentioned your name because it was the bracelet. He was saying that, he saw you in the bracelet. And it was something that his ex had done before as well. And I was like, all right, but why mention my name? He said his father told him to bring back the bracelet and the chain. But the bracelet is already at the house because his housekeeper had called him to tell him that when they washed the clothes, she had found the bracelet in the washing machine and she gave it to his mother. So his mother had the bracelet. So I said to him, why would your mother then and your father then call you to ask for a bracelet that they already have? Mind you, them have the bracelet in them possession already and them still call for ask for it. His mother even went the extent to send me a text message telling me to return her bracelet that she had already had. He said to me that his mother is a little bit crazy and that's exactly how they are, and which is why he does not deal with them most time. And I have text messages to prove that he said this. So how am I the one that stole your chain when I was not in the house with you at the time that your chain went missing? Your parents were there, 1. And then 2, I came with police who also told you that I did not touch your chain.
This one right here, sir. Check it, I check it.
There you go.
No, man, keep it on the bed, man.
No Michelle in there.
Yeah.
back pocket. I got some papers in there. Can't be too sure.
$1 million chain. And I have so much things that cost more than a $1 million chain.
Then where you go?
Oh, I'm broke, full-time broke. Excuse me, family. Nothing touching on my kids. So I'm coming to touch nothing, touching on my things.
Well, the chain just walk by itself then. So, you don't have it time, you don't have it. You just get up and walk there.
Can you watch me while I'm out, please?
No, come over just and scared.
You just said about the bag. I'm looking at one our bag them already.
You're looking at handbag. Officer, I am betting you $100,000 for the necklace.
Look in there.
We don't come make you have $100,000 so nothing about it. So just relax.
No, me not this about the
No,
money
please,
because
sir.
apparently I'm a fan. He doesn't know why I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
No, we go search your bag, you know. But what me want him to understand is that
Never use stereotype a person based on how
Okay,
you see
officer,
them look
my
or how you see
apologies.
them look
My
like.
apologies.
I don't need your apologies now because I never feel like I didn't need to apologize based on what you said before.
Then if we see I
And
help
you
somebody with
continue.
bag, come out and
It
do
doesn't matter. She's a
Yeah,
human being.
Tomorrow me call you.
And I was here.
No.
Hold on there.
Wait.
It's
So if me did that help her come out in the bag, you're going to say I look her? No, so that's what I'm saying.
No, be logical and realistic now.
Okay, so what are we getting
Because his remarks are, oh, social influencer.
Officer.
The night I went to the house with police, there was a incident prior, which he went to the station and made a report. When he made a report, I went to the station and, a lot of things unfold. He made a report that I assaulted him or abused him or whatever of the sort. Right? He said that I bit him and I pulled a knife on him. Okay? I did bite him. That's the truth. But why did I bite you? So we were in the house and I was on my phone speaking to my accountant and my lawyer. We were talking about a video that I was supposed to do as a promotional guide for them. I don't know how insecurities kicked in and he felt as if I was on the phone with somebody else, which he could have heard the conversation, but I went into the room, closed the door because my daughter was making out a noise and I was on the phone. That erupted in an argument and from there a lot of things unfold. The night of the incident, this is where I learned exactly who he was. This is where I felt like he showed me his true colors. I was on the phone trying to talk and I could not get a chance to speak because of how disruptive he was, how much he was shouting at me, telling me that, I don't even know how to explain it. However, I was so upset I came off the phone and I went into my daughter's room and I was putting her to bed. I decided to text him and I was like, all right, I don't think this relationship is going to work out. I think, I'm done. And that made him really angry. He was so upset to the point where he came to the door, he started to shout. He started to tell me that I can't leave him. He hid my car keys. He hid the grill keys. He decided that I could not leave the house and I could not leave him. That erupted a lot of emotions. I started to explain to him that recently I found out that the devil was using somebody around me to try to get through to me. And I really think this person is him. And he went off on me saying that I'm saying he's the devil. And, a lot of stuff just happened in that one night. While I was putting my daughter to sleep, we were texting and I was telling, remove from the door, you're shouting, and I can attach footage in this video to show the text message, what happened and all of that. But he came back to the door, he started to shout, he said he was going to kill me and police have come to take up my body, and he started to call me all different kind of names, how much I'm a B-I-T-C-H. He dragged me. He said the worst stuff and I was just there putting my daughter to sleep until I couldn't take it anymore and I came out of the room asking for my car keys and the grill keys. He refused to give me them and we were face to face. He was still arguing with me until he chopped me. So I had to chuck him back. He chopped me, chuck him back, and we started to fight. I had a friend on the phone that he had called to squash the situation. He was talking to her when I came out of the room and while I was speaking to her, she was like, Giselle, take up the Bible, read a Bible verse, pray, because the devil in the house, and you know. While I was on the phone with her, I took up the Bible and I started to read. The more I read the Bible, is the more he started to shout. He started to get angry to the point where he said he has videos and photos of me that he's going to release on the internet. So I started to say, no, give me a phone, delete them, you know, delete the videos, delete the stuff. He's saying like, no, I'm not deleting them, da 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 da. And I'm like, where you get these videos from, whatever. He said he took them from my phone and my tablet. And you know, we're there arguing over the videos and the things that he should have deleted, and it got physical. He grabbed me around my neck and I bit him. Bite him on his hand, because what else to do? If you're going to assault me, I'm going to defend myself. Me not gonna make no man put them hand on me and it just slide like that. If me go down fighting. So you know, I tried to get the phone from him. I bit him on his hand. He ran to the kitchen. He took up a knife and the knife dropped from him and it scraped me on my foot. And I took up that same knife and tried to cut the pocket of his pants. Anyways, he started to tell lies on me that I wanted to kill him. I tried to kill him, which none of that is true. And he did nothing. He appeared as if he did nothing. He did not put his hand on me first. He acted as if he did nothing. He was just in the house calm and I was there erupting. I was there getting angry. And none of that is true. Anyways, I went back into my daughter's room after that and didn't realize that he had left the house until my friend called me and she's like, where's Chad? And I said, I think he's in the living room. And she said, no, him left the house. Then I went, looked on my phone. At the time, he had sent me his location prior, like months before, and I still had it. So I looked on his phone and I saw that he was at the police station. And I said to her, oh, I think he's at the station because the location is picking him up at the police station. And she said, all right, no problem, she'll call him. So she called him. I'm not sure what transpired, but then she said to me that she hung up. She spoke to him. Shortly after, I saw that he was heading back to the house. When he came back with police. The police said that he came to the station to say that I beat him and, you know, I should come to the station. I didn't put up any resistance. I went. So I went to the station and let him know that that is not true. I was defending myself and I told them exactly what he did. However, if people don't know, today I'm going to educate you. A police report is something that anybody can do. Anybody can get up and walk to the station, give a report, whether or not it is true, false, or have any credibility to it. Anybody can tell a lie on you by doing a police report. Once you go to the police station and report something, they are supposed to give you a receipt. They have to. But that doesn't mean it is true. So he went to the station, he made a report that I just attack him, bite him, and I almost attempted to kill him, which is not true. And, you know, that's where everything started. I was never charged. I never had a case against me. There was nothing against me other than him making a report. It supposedly supposed to go to court or whatever, and that was squashed, and that is that. That same night when we went to the station, they needed my physical ID. At the time, I did not have my driver's license on me, and I had my passport at home. So I told them that, you know, my passport's at home, I could grab the passport, and they were saying for the ease of the night, both parties should not stay in the same house. He said he didn't have anywhere to go. I had somewhere else I could go, so I told them I can leave. I have somewhere I can go, so I can leave. They escorted me back to the house to get my passport. I was in the presence of 2 police officers, a female and a male. We went to the house, we collected my stuff. I was supposed to collect my passport, which is the ID, and closed for the night because I lived at the house. Mind you, this is a house that I leased, or both our names were on lease. So anywho, I went to the house with the police officers, went into the room. I had a chest drawer in there and a dresser. He said his chain was on the dresser. I went to the chest drawer, went in there, looked for my passport. I realized my pouch with my passports were not there, and I took my clothes and stuff and I came out. I recorded the entire night because I realized the type of person he was when he was at the station. At the station, he told so many lies on me. I started to record. When I realized he was just going off, he was lying, and I could not believe that this is somebody that I was sleeping with. I was living with at the time for only 3 weeks, as a matter of fact. I was so shocked, I decided that I'm going to record. I made video footage and I made recordings while he was speaking, which he has no knowledge of. So in these recordings, I'm going to insert them here and there in the video. You guys can hear exactly what transpired. When I was recording him, when I went back to the house, I was also recording. I was there at the police officers. You would hear when I told them that I can't find my passport. One of them would have asked him for the passport. Our officer stayed with me the entire time. I did not at any point in time trouble a chain or take up anything in the sort of a chain. I left with the officers and I went back to the police station. While we were at the station, an officer had called him to, ask him if he had seen my passport, if he had touched my passport or removed it in any sort of way. And that's when he said to the officer that, oh no, he didn't trouble my passport, but I stole his chain. Shortly after, he came back to the station. He requested that they search my personal handbag that I had on me at the time, and he accused me of stealing his chain in the presence of the police officer. The officer told him that I did not took up a chain. They were there with me the entire time. They did not see me take a chain. They did not leave my side, and they did reiterate the things that I took up. They did, however, took my bag from me and searched my handbag as he requested. There was no chain in my handbag. He then asked them to search my personal car and my duffel bag that I had at the time. They then told him that because of the boisterous behavior that he was displaying at the police station and how disrespectful he was to the officers, they would not search any more of my property because they did not see me take a chain and I was there with them the entire time. So that situation was squashed. Mind you, this situation happened in August, the 30th of August, rolling over into the 1st of September. If you thought I had took your chain and we maintained a cordial relationship up until 2 weeks ago, why wouldn't you come on the internet from that time to say that I stole your chain? Why would you wait until now in December when I cut all contact with you to say that I steal your chain? In my gentle opinion, it is literally just to harm my reputation. You're hurt for whatever reason and you decide that you have to damage my brand, which these are words that you said from your own mouth. You will not stop until you bring me down. All right, that's point 1. On to point 2. You came on the internet and you told the whole Jamaica, the whole world, as a matter of fact, that I engage in prostitution, escorting, and I sell my body to gain the things that I have. That is one of the most disturbing lies that has ever been plastered against my name. You did this with the intention of hurting my character, damaging my reputation, and ultimately damaging my brand. And I have proof to prove otherwise, because you said with your own mouth that anytime I abandon you and I leave you, these are the things that you're driven to say, because it's the only way you can hurt me or anybody, as a matter of fact, by spreading lies on me and damaging my reputation. Isn't this you?
Drop communication with people. Just leave people alone. You want to call me, you can call me, text me throughout the day, whatever. Because that's what I'm going to do with you too. Just leave people alone. I'm going to leave people. Like, I don't want to see nobody, I don't want to hear nobody in front of you. I just, are you my girl? And things, I don't say are you too. So, yeah. Some things have to change though. Some things have to drastically change. And we just never accept certain things no more. We never I know say not sell pussy. Can you imagine me with a girl who sell fucking pussy? Are you crazy? If I'm not even want around because me look upon them girls a certain way. Why the hell me that believe in myself? You really believe that me believes they sell pussy? Are you crazy?
Yeah, but when you're vexed, you're right, that's in a text though.
Get a grip. Get a grip.
Yeah, but Chad, if you claim to say you love me, no level of upset that even you can't tell lies on me.
Just like how you have things to work on.
Yeah, but lying.
Wait, not just like how me have things to work on. Just when you upset and you say some things to me when I'm me upset and you abandon me.
You lie for me.
No, I think some dark. I think the worst. I think the dark.
But that like, is not okay.
Just like how I could have tell my mother to listen to me. If they carry me something in the car, I can burn down the whole house. Some dark things, and yes, that is why I say we need to take good time. And that is why I say
me, yes, I need
me
therapy.
and you, me, that is why I say me and you need to take some time and go to therapy together and work on things.
And me need the therapy.
Of course, you need the therapy. Just like how me need it too. But at the same time, if we continue to tear down each other, what is going to happen? We're going to die.
Tear you down.
Come on.
You ever see me text you?
Don't want, baby. Listen. But do you know what I want?
Yes or no?
Do you know what I want?
Yes or no? Have I ever texted you tearing you down? Me ask you a question.
Do you know the type of woman that I
why
want?
you can't answer my question when I ask?
What is the question?
Have I ever text you or call you tearing you down?
No.
Not care how me upset.
Giselle.
Chad, I'm gonna defend the ground where you walk on. And you know what is so
like
crazy? Even if anything that anybody said about you was even true, them couldn't know out of my mouth say it true. To all me that class them same way. Even if. I'ma tell you that over and over again. So how do you think it feel to me if you know say when you're upset, you lie upon me and you start treat me like how people treat me? Like that is not nice.
Listen to this. Listen.
It's my way to say you're in love with it.
And that is wrong. We're not gonna listen. I will text it to you, but listen. Bear in mind, you're not the first very known person I've had relations with. I may never tell you this.
You still know everything about me, right?
Hold on, no. I never tell you this. I'm still don't know if I must tell you.
You're there.
Hold on, no. Because it was so... Alright, it was 2016, I'm just start MVP. And it was before she was a thing.
You tell me that already.
Okay. Phew. Alright.
Something similar.
Listen, I'm not gonna say, okay, I am the best as it relates to tearing down. Because I say shit that do tear you down. And I accept that. I acknowledge it, and I'm apologizing for it.
Chad, repeatedly, apology don't fix certain things unless you actively change.
Giselle, I know. Take your own advice.
Yes, which is why.
But the only thing is, you don't apologize for shit. You don't take accountability for shit.
Chad, imagine you saying something,
and when the damage is done, you just move the fuck on.
That bothers you.
Alright? What?
That bothers you?
Of course it bothers me. Because why would I even do certain things and feel like it's okay? I know that it's not okay when I send those messages, and that is why I can call you. I'm going to say, come meet me somewhere, and I take it out of your brain. Because it's not how I feel about you. But when
if you continue to say things and then try to convince me that's not how you feel about me.
When I feel as if you don't care about me.
When you just say out your own mouth, you know so I care about you? You just say you know so I care about you. So how you gonna feel that way?
In the moment, Giselle, in the moment when things get hard, you vanish.
Isn't that you? You literally just said you are 100% sure. You know I don't engage in any of the activities that you previously said I engage in. You said you'll never wife a woman that sell whatever. And whenever I abandon you and I leave you and you're upset, you think so crazy, you decide to spread lie. Because that's the only way you can hurt me, right? Isn't that what you just said? Rest my case. You see, the script that you played out on Saturday when you came on the internet in an attempt to embarrass me by stating that I did things that I've never done, and that I heard you say that I've never worked, I don't work anywhere. That is utter lie. I've had my business for years, and I've been having business from way before, and I can drop proof of all my business. So how dare you come on the internet to say I don't work and I sell for a living? That is actually crazy. But you know, this same notion that you paint of me, you painted the same notion of your ex. You stated to me that she did unscrupulous things. You showed me videos in your phone of her doing unscrupulous things, which I had to demand that you deleted, because I don't subscribe to men tearing down women, no matter what they have against me. I ensured that you did not tear down, and I have text messages to prove you tearing down the girl and me telling you do not stoop to that level. So seeing that I started to read up on the type of person you are and the things that you are capable of, how could I not collect my own evidence? Because I knew you were going to do this to me. You've said these same allegations about me before, just a few weeks prior, that, you know, I am an escort and whatever. And I recorded you apologizing for the lies that you told on me. Thankfully, because here you are yet again spreading these same lies. And if I don't do this video, you'll be continuing to spread the same lies, right? Okay. Third point, gay allegations. I have never called you gay. I've never once said you were gay. Nobody can show any proof of me saying you were gay. In fact, I was probably the only person who maintained that you were never gay. And I was probably the only person who publicly defended you. I even went the lengths to tell you that even if I should ever find out that you are in fact gay, I would never let that come out of my mouth to anybody else. I'm a person that always make funny video on the internet. I've been using sounds from popular TikTok creators like Candy and Derek Morgan, and this time was no different. You decided to take that up on your head to say that it was you. I could be talking about anybody else. And in fact, you were troubling me and making mischief on the internet more than a week ago into this week, and I said nothing. You ridiculed me on the internet about stealing a chain that I didn't take. You even go the lengths to give out a reward to say that anybody who can come forward with evidence of me taking the chain, you would, you know, give them X amount of money. And then I can recall you saying this was never about the chain. So tell me, what was it really about? Once again, what was it really about? If it was never about the chain and this is how you started, what was it really about? I think it's literally about the same exact thing you said in the voice recording. I left you and you were hurt, so you did anything you could do to damage my reputation. Back into the gay allegations. When I made that video, I had no intention to tell the internet that you are gay. I did not try to state that you are gay. You have been taunting me on the internet for weeks prior, and in my gentle opinion, no real man comes to the internet to argue with a woman. No real man comes on the internet and drag their own woman, especially with lies. So, if you want to take that as me saying you're gay, but I didn't. Maybe I struck a nerve. And because of that, what did you do? You came on the internet with lies to slander me, right? Back to the gay allegations. I have never once labeled you as gay. Jamaicans interpret your behavior as gay, and the way you dress, the way you do things. As you said, you do things differently. This is nothing new, and I should leave it to the fans. The fans labeled you as gay. Me, on the other hand, I have never labeled you as gay, and I can stand on that. Fourth point. Let us address the allegations of you throwing me out of a house that we both leased. First thing first, you come on the internet and you tell people that you kicked me out of the house because, once again, I stole your chain, and you called the police and you threw me out of the house. That is not true. You did not throw me out of a house. I decided to leave the house. I came to the house with police to move out of the house. This is a house that I leased. I'll attach a copy of the lease agreement here so everyone can see. I leased the house, both our names on it, so how can you throw me out? By law, not even the landlord. The landlord cannot throw me out of the house. The police cannot take me out of the house, and you cannot take me out. I chose to come out because I had elsewhere to go and you didn't. Your parents said you could not stay with them, so you did not have anywhere to go, and I had my own place can go, so I went there. I had to send evidence to my realtor in order for your name to be attached on any lease. I was the one who rightfully made us acquire this place. One, I was the one who started looking for the place, and it was my realtor who I contacted to get the place. So how then would you come on the internet to paint a narrative as if I was living with you? Okay, the internet run with a narrative that I moved in with you and you lived with me. You've been living with me for months, because when the house that you previously had with your ex had a mold issue, you had nowhere to go. Your parents did not want you at their place and you chose to stay with me. I have text evidence can prove that, and because of the person who I am, the nature that I am on, and the niceness to who I am, I said yes. I allowed you to stay with me, and that might have been the biggest mistake of my life. The day I moved out, I asked police to escort me at the house because I did not feel safe because of the prior events that had unfolded, where you tried to strangle me, grab me around my neck, and I bit you. I asked the police to follow me back to the premises to remove my stuff.
No, I'm a dog. So, what I make a talk to you? She said certain stuff. That I get the next female coming. Never get that.
So let them come back another day. I am not comfortable with
I'm
seeing the
taking everything
house.
out today.
Pay the people.
Everything is coming out today. I'm not coming back another day.
So for us, you know, you see when you come on the camera.
No, hold on, not here, sir.
They were outside waiting for 4 hours.
And then they were at the front of the scheme.
Alright, I am not a reasonable person, you know. So you say if she wants to move out the stuff then, sure.
You said that you're a classy man. However, in the events of me moving out of the house, you secretly recorded me and plastered it all over the internet as if you were throwing me out, when that was never the case. I have evidence can prove that when I left that house, not even furniture was left there. All the furniture in that house belonged to me. The only furniture that was left at that house when I left was a couch and a table that belonged to your ex, not even you. Your ex would have sent me multiple messages to state that she need her money for the stuff that you had for her, which is the furniture. And, you know, multiple times I would tell her it does not involve me. I'm not aware of that situation. I have to work with what you tell me. You told me that the stuff is yours. She said otherwise, and that is that. When I left the house, I left with my furniture, and every single piece of furniture that was there is mine, which I bought with my own money, and they all belong to me. So telling people that you threw me out of the house is really a wild lie. A wild lie. I have recording the day I moved from the house. My spirit told me to record, and I record the entire time. You were begging me not to move and leave you. You were begging me to stay.
You actually want to leave? Hey. You actually want to leave?
Leave me alone.
Oh yeah, father.
No.
No, me have to there. No problem. Just be there.
I just stand up by the door.
No.
Come here.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave, don't touch me.
Then what is it?
Leave me alone. And you said nothing.
No,
Did you hear your talk about me yesterday? No matter how many cuss, the only thing you can say is my cuss bad out after you. You never once diss you like how you diss me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, me, I listen.
Can you come home?
What do you mean?
Can you come home?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
You do. Can you come home?
Dad, what do you mean?
You know what I mean?
That didn't sound like something that makes sense. So me have to ask.
You know someone want my woman, and you know someone love my woman. You know that.
I thought that.
There's no doubt. Just please shut up about doubt. You know that there is no doubt. You know that there is no doubt. Drop the pride and the ego, please. Just drop it, just drop everything and talk to me with your heart. That's all. I'm giving you a chance to fix things. And we move forward accordingly. I will forget about the necklace. I not care.
I honestly don't have your necklace.
Is that I not care?
I don't have a necklace with you,
Is
you
that
know,
me
because you see, initially when you came to the station and start accusing me about thieving your necklace, I thought you were only saying that because I said I'm missing my passport. I literally never touch your necklace.
I not care about it, baby. I not care about it no more. I not care about it no more. I not care about it no more. I not care about the necklace. I don't. I not care about the necklace. Okay? I don't. You know what I care about. You know what I care about.
I literally don't know what you care about. I moved, so how dare you now come and talk about you throw me out? Scandalous. Lie. You publicly came on the internet and you stated that you found evidence in my phone of malicious activities. You searched my phone and you took out my personal videos, my personal photos, and personal information. And I would just like to state that if you decide to, react with any revenge porn or spread any of the private information or private photos you took from my phone, you will be charged, and this is your only warning. You stated that private individuals from your links at national commercial banks call you, giving you my private bank statements in an encrypted email, all my bank statements, all my ex's bank statements, and all of my friends' bank statements. And I will attach the voice recording of you stating same here. I can't leave it no more.
What do you want?
I just told you.
From me and you.
I just told you.
You're not telling me the answer.
I need a God-centered relationship. That's what I said. I cannot deal with anything else.
Why did you tell us that your friend fake?
How she fake?
Why did you tell us that we have accounts too?
What do you mean?
What if we tell us that your friend is fake?
When you say fake, what
Why
do you
if we
mean?
tell us that when drop on her face, she go to her man and she want to answer when the man have to transfer money to her account at the same time?
That's her husband, so?
Yeah. But what if me tell us that girl is fake towards you? What you would have tell me say?
What's
Why
fake?
if me tell us
And I'm saying...
what if me tell us she carry your business on the road?
Meaning?
How you would have feel?
Chad, you cannot give me baseless accusations. Carry my business down the road, how?
Alright, well then look at this. How is it that the head people at NCB are calling me and telling me every fucking thing we're
So,
alright then. That is how the people on TikTok know we're going the night. And the people from the bank and that is why I tell you, just like how many need to stop chat to people, you have to stop chat to
Chad,
people. These people are not
how
with
you
you,
know. Them tell us she?
Who me not even know she
You know she from the night. What's her last name?
Me not know.
And one friend me have her name.
Giselle. Jesus Christ.
One friend me have to what's the last name? It's two friend me have her name.
The people them say the two people my conference call. And say all the one when him one when he where a man have a baby for transfer money to her every time she show a tantrum because he don't want her left him. Just there, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Yeah, but how my bank statement them even come in? And then you talk about Charlie.
These are people who control all the account.
And if that is even true, you and the bank will be in problem. It has also come to my attention that there's a recording being circulated where he was having a conversation with his ex-partner or mother of his child, stating that I had jumped out of a moving vehicle and I spoke to him badly, etc. So where that is concerned, one, I am not a crazy person. I would not jump out of a moving vehicle. If I can remember correctly, the day of that incident, as he stated in the recording, he was trying to get food at KFC at the Boulevard. However, the line were full. He was coming out of KFC and he was trying to turn on. He was trying to make an illegal turn. And I then stated that, you know, don't turn that way, go the next way, trying to tell him what to do. He got so upset, saying that as a woman, you know, sometimes you must just chill and make your man do whatever. You don't need to tell him what to do. Sometimes you love give too much instruction, da 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 da. And to be honest, if as a woman and you're my man and I'm telling you something that you are doing wrong and you cannot take corrections, then not much I can do. He got so upset and so defensive about it. He started to argue with me and I just went completely silent. After I went silent, he was there telling me that sometimes you're not supposed to be that combative. You don't need to be that defensive. You have to just listen, make him do what he wants to do. And, he went on and on and on. And I said exactly what I just said now to him. If as your woman, I cannot tell you to do what to do, sometime when you're wrong, it's pointless. Anyways, for the entire car ride, when I realized he was getting upset, I remained silent. Okay, so we were driving up to his house and he was there talking to me about the same situation where women should be telling men what to do and I need to be less combative and sometimes I should just let him do whatever. It's not always nice when a man, women always telling man what to do. It make them feel inferior, etc., etc. And I sat there silent. I said nothing because I had nothing more to say. Because I did not, force into his argument and I was not, arguing back and forth with him. He slammed on the car brakes while going up the hill. When he slammed on the car brakes, the car fling forward. I slid down in the chair and my daughter was in the back in her car seat and her car seat, shift a little bit. And I was like, are you crazy? How can you slam the car brakes like that, doing something so dangerous, going up a hill when my child is in the car? I then turned to him and I said, listen, I'm going to come out of the car, take my daughter out of the car, and I'm going to call my brother to pick me up. I pull off my seatbelt, exiting the car. When I put one foot out and about to come out the car, he drove off and I fell out the car and dropped down the hill. He then came out the car. Mind you, if your partner fell out of a car, jump out of a car, drop out of a car, the first line of action would do to offer assistance, offer help, because clearly she's hurt. He came out of the car and he started to shout at me, get up before people see you, other car pass, I just want people to see it, da 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 da. And I was like, I am hurt and this is how you're talking to me? So he was there over me shouting whatever, and then long after him kind of like stretching him hand and talk, but get up, come and help you up. And I said, leave me alone. And that's when I started to talk to him badly. I did tell him, say he's a, so I told him, leave me alone. And I did talk to him badly at that time. Because you deserve it. How can I fall out of a car? Or not even fall out. How can you drive off and make me drop out of one car and then acting as if I jumped from a moving vehicle? Anyways, my foot was hurt and I went to the hospital. My cousin's husband brought me to the hospital. I went to Medical Associates and I did an x-ray. They gave me medicines, injections and stuff because I tore a muscle. While at the hospital, I had restricted him from calling my phone. I have two phones. I restricted him from my main phone. He was calling, wasn't getting me, and he started to call my other phone. Apparently, the other phone had answered in my pocket, and he listened to my background. When he listened, he said he heard the you know the monitor that they strap you up on? He heard the monitor going off, and he heard the doctor speaking to me, and he realized I was at a hospital. He checked UA, and they told him I wasn't there. He checked accident and emergency at Andrews. They told him I wasn't there. So his next place to go was Spanish Town Hospital, because he apparently had a friend at Kingston Public Hospital that he had called, and she told him that I was not there. So when he went to Spanish Town Hospital, so he did not check medical associates because that was not in the main hospitals that people would usually check. When he went to Spanish Town Hospital, he saw his ex, and he apparently asked her if I was there. She said I wasn't there, and she started to ask him what happened, upon which she started to record. In the recording, you know, you could hear when she was saying, he was asking her that, you know, he wanted to ask her a question because I said he was manipulative and he's a narcissist, and he wanted to know what's the meaning of a narcissist and if she believed that he was one. Which she did tell him that yes, she do believe he was one based on previous experiences, etc., etc. But that's about all I clear up. I did not jump from a moving vehicle. He drove off while I was coming out the car. And any logical person would realize something was flawed in that story. How can me, as a mother, jump out of a car and leave my child in the car? That is crazy. I was coming out of the car to take out my daughter when he drove off and I fell. Even in that same recording, he stated to his child's mother that she doesn't have to worry about their son around me because I treat kids very well. I take care of my daughter to the fullest extent. I'm one of the best mothers he's ever seen. So how would I logically jump from a moving vehicle to leave my child in there? No, you did something. I saw where there were signs of danger and I decided to leave, and you drove off. First thing first, I'm a mother before anything else. And I've seen, you know, people on the internet saying that, you know, I let men around my daughter too easily. My daughter have only ever met two persons. One. Two, the way in which my daughter met my ex was a way out of concern and help. When in the early stages of our relationship, when, you know, he and his partner, his previous partner, had broken up and we had freshly started talking. I remember they had an arrangement where he keeps the child from Sunday to Wednesday, and I remember they had an arrangement where he keeps the child from Sunday to Wednesday. She had the child from Wednesday back to Sunday. During that time, there was a particular night when something was wrong with the child. He called me and, you know, the baby was crying in the background. He was asking if I could assist him. You know, the baby is crying. He doesn't want to sleep. He's just, you know, crying out of control. And I asked him, did you call, you know, his mother? He said yes, he called his mother. But however, his mother said he should figure it out. The baby crying, you have him, you figure it out. Because when she has him and he's crying, she has to figure it out. To how badly I heard the child crying in the background, I just couldn't let it pass. So he asked for help and I went to help him. The night that I went to help him, I had my daughter and it was so sudden I could not leave her with anybody. So I took her with me because my main aim was only to go and help the child. I went up there. He sent me his location. I went up to his place and saw the issue that was wrong with the child, addressed the issue, and I put the baby to sleep for him, and then I left. Another night, same thing, until, you know, that's how we end up meeting my daughter, because I brought her with me when I went to check on his child. In that same voice recording that's circulating, if anybody can recall clearly, he did say, I don't abuse children and I'm a very good mother. Months ago, I saw where his baby mother tried to tarnish my reputation also by posting on the internet that I am an abusive person and she doesn't want her child around me. That was a post made off of mere hearsay, and everything about that statement was false. All in all, there have been so many things circulating on the internet about me that are not true. I honestly cannot address everything, and I won't address everything. The only things that I came here to address are the things that I think are damaging to my reputation, things that have been circulating for a long time that are not true, and just merely to state my truth and walk away with my peace. With that being said, I've also seen people say that, you know, I date men for whatever reason and I go around and I damage men. and then, just do whatever. That is not true. If anything, I've always been the victim and I've never spoken about it. In any relationship, I try to walk the straight and narrow, do the right thing until somebody does something to me that I think is not worth staying for, and I leave. And I'm going to always leave. Because one thing about me, I'm not going to sit in any relationship and let people walk all over me or do as they please, and I stay and lower my standards to please people or to say I'm in a long-term relationship. I will not do that. As it relates to my ex-fiancé, for those who don't know, I was engaged and I called off the engagement. There were things happening over periods of time that I did not agree with, and I could not see eye to eye, and my spirit told me to leave, and I did so. I have messages to prove that I'm the one who left. So the rumors that are circulating that, I said whatever about a soulmate and that's what caused the relationship to end, that is not true. That's another hearsay that I did not choose to clear up, and I still won't clear up. But I'm the one who walked away from my engagement because of something my ex did to me. Before I leave though, I would like to send a message to people who are going through my situations, women especially, but both women and men. I did write down some pointers on my phone, so I might just read off my phone for ease of, remembering all the information. But yeah, to be honest, half the things that people see on the internet are not true. People can come on the internet and create any form of lies about people. It's just up to you if you want to believe, and it's up to them if they want to respond. Usually I would not respond to things like this, but there comes a point in time where silence is no longer powerful. When your brand is being damaged and tarnished with the lies, it's literally similar to somebody saying you committed a crime that you did not commit, and instead of getting a lawyer and defending yourself, you decide to go just sit down in a prison and do the time for something you never commit. And that will not be my reality. I was given a voice to speak, and this is one situation where I think I need to speak. Personally, I've never been somebody to, sit in relationships that are toxic, draining, or just not in line with what I want for my future or my goals, and count years or count milestones, etc. If it's not working out, I leave, and I'm going to do that all the time, unapologetically. If something is not serving me and somebody's not treating me fairly, I'm not going to sit in it. Not because I want the media to think, oh, she's in a perfect relationship. I'm not going to stay in something like that. Not for love, not for money or any other reasons. If Drizzle is not happy and it's not in line with what Drizzle wants, Drizzle is going to leave. And I would advise anybody to do the same thing. Don't sit in things that don't serve you because of what people might say. Don't sit in relationships where you're being abused. If anything, I was a victim, and I've been victims of people over the years, and I said nothing. I was a victim of my ex. I was a victim of my ex-fiancé, and I was a victim of the same travel agent that I hear people talking about. That business was my business, and I chose to leave it alone when it was stolen from me. Let me read from my phone now. Speaking specifically to women now. A lot of women might be in the same situation that I'm in, but because, you might have done something in the relationship that you're afraid might come to light, you sit and, you wait it out. Or you might say, once certain things come to light, so I better you stay, leave. God will fight your battles for you all the time. Always remember, say, if nobody else not have your back, God have your back. God will fight your battles for you all the time. As much as we might want to believe that every relationship should, end in a peaceful and righteous solution, it doesn't always go that way. Some people are going to leave the relationship with realization and respect, and other people are going to lead with retaliation and resentment, and because of that they will do anything to bring you down. You have to just work with the flow, make what happen, and then you do what you have to do after. When a woman leaves an unhealthy relationship, most times or oftentimes the other party aim is often to damage her. Instead of respecting her decision, the aim is always retaliation and damaging to character or brand. That is not accountability. That is revenge. I'm protecting myself the way I know how best to, and I'm actually proud of myself and how I handled this situation. Always remember, being targeted doesn't make you guilty. Being spoken about doesn't mean it is true. Being dragged doesn't mean that defines you. You're not what people say about you. You know who you are. Stay true to what you are. If you need to defend yourself in any point in time, come with your facts, come with your receipts, and come with your information. Don't let people damage your character, and because of, you know, society and what society thinks, you allow it to happen. Don't allow that to happen. If you find yourself in this situation, just, you know, do what I do. Stay true to you. Literally, just stay true to you. This experience has not changed my values, my work ethic, or the way I show up in the world. If anything, it has made me realize that setting boundaries and, you know, regaining your self-respect is of utmost importance, and moving always with discernment. Follow your gut, follow your instincts. Yes, when you see the red flag them a wave, don't paint them green. That was my mistake. I would have seen signs, seen red flags, and I ignored them, all in the name of benefit of the doubt. Giving people the benefit of the doubt, allowing people to prove themselves wrong. Sometimes you must just trust your gut. When you get the little gut feeling, dip, leave, put up your barriers, put up your walls, put up your enforcement, and do what you have to do best. That is all I have to say.
When I was upset, I said a lot of things that I didn't mean. I didn't mean a lot of things that I said. If not, I didn't mean any of the things that I said at all. And I regret saying them to you, because that's not how I view you. That's not how I think about you. And I may never know me would have fallen in love with a girl so fast, especially Giselle Simmons at that. Because you know, so me have on my radar all along, but I just never know. And to me, yeah, my prized possession to me, and I just sorry everything that I put on like that.